apologize in advance. Excuse us if we're far too entertaining. We apologize in advance. If the person next to you should start complaining. To people wearing fans, to anyone from Portugal, Australia, or France, we appreciate you being here. We're glad you took a chance. Yet we apologize in advance. And now, without further delay, we are very proud to present to you Just Another High School Musical. Just Another High School Musical.
Good evening. How's everybody doing tonight? Good. I'll be right back. Don't give me that. You're just as deep as I am. Deeper. Get out here. Now. Hi everyone. I'm Blakely, the assistant director, and this is Victoria, the show stage manager. Hi again. We met earlier, and we would like to welcome you to our musical. I'm sorry, did you say musical? Yes, musical. So when you're ready with Fiddler on the Roof, in a Carousel, in Oklahoma, you mean you don't know what musical we're doing? I thought you knew. You're the assistant director, you're the stage manager. Didn't you show up for the rehearsal? Well, no, I had that thing and Yeah, you had that date with that guy from Atmore with the hairy forehead. He does not have a hairy forehead. He just has a very pronounced hairline. And besides, where were you? Well, my grandmother died. I've known you for 12 years, and in that time you've had at least 6 dozen grandmothers. I come from a big family. Sounds more like a cult. What? Oh, God. Give me that. What is it? My dearest students, how nice. The best of luck to you on tonight's show. I would like to say something positive to give you all some motivation, but the fact that none of you bothered to show up to a single rehearsal prevents me from doing so. I imagine you have a packed house full of people on the brink of turning into an angry mob, so I've headed south from Mexico. Mr. Aaron, you all know, is dead and gone. I am now known as Muy Guapo, and I have decided to become a professional salsa dancer in Tijuana. Adios and good luck, you'll need it. Sincerely, Muy Guapo. Very funny, Mr. Aaron. Where are you? Come on out. Blakely, I don't think he's coming back. This has to be a joke. It all makes sense now. I thought nothing of it at the time, but what? I passed Mr. Aaron on my way here tonight. He was blasting Rick Martin's Living La Vida Loca, and he was trying to do the Macarena while driving. So, he's finally done it. He's chasing his dream. Godspeed, Mr. Aaron, wherever you are. Will you stop thinking about him? We have a problem here. There's all these people, and we don't have a show, and... only as good as its backstage. These people came for some entertainment, and we're going to give it to them. So now, ladies and gentlemen, join us as we walk down memory lane's most classic and not so classic shows in history.
One thinks of Western theater, one thinks of the greats, Shakespeare, Beckett, Stopper, Albee, and Buttafuoco. But to get to these classic and contemporary works, we have to wade through 5,000 years of history first. Wait, don't head for the door quite yet. You won't need to memorize any dates. I'll try to focus on the core stuff, and you probably won't actually learn anything. The sooner we rip this proverbial band-aid of history off, the sooner we can get started. We'll start in Egypt. Theater started in Egypt nearly 5,000 years ago. There were 5 major types of plays. Life after death.
So this is where we go when we die. Looks a lot like a theater in Alabama.
Plays about magical healing.
That's right. If you order now, the Pharaoh Pharmacy channel will send not one, but 2 packs of Happy Osiris and healing balm, made from 100% Egyptian camel droppings. Just a dab of this from under the tongue will make you forget whatever it was that was saying to you. Side effects include halitosis and hepatitis. Just in a stone tablet with your name and address to.
And plays about the gods, the crowning of kings, and the Pharaoh's 30th year on the throne, because most people didn't live past their 20s. Wow. That would make me middle-aged. I'd be a 16-year-old with a midlife crisis. That's depressing to think about. Moving on to Greece. The country, not the musical.
Oh, right.
We knew that.
No, you didn't.
No, we didn't, but can we still keep the costumes?
Fine. The Greeks developed the tragedy.
Like tragedy is when just about anything that can go wrong does go wrong.
Oh, by the time you said that really creepy and desperate Valentine to Laura McNally.
Oh.
It was all like, roses are red, violets are blue, if you don't be mine, I'll cry myself to sleep.
I said shut up.
And it turns out that her mom went to a local news station and she read it live on the air.
I know all this, I was there.
And you try to be all suave and stop by her house and talk it out, but when nobody answered the door, you walked in on her dad doing yoga in the news.
Enough!
Sorry, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was the example of a tragedy.
I'm so tripped for schools in this one.
The Greeks also created the first trilogies.
Really?
Yes, why does that surprise you?
So you're saying the Greeks created Indiana Jones?
Yes, the Greeks created Indiana Jones in 400 BC.
Cool.
Traveling storytellers would perform from memory the most epic poems of the time. The Iliad and the Odyssey, written by Homer. Aren't you going to say anything funny about the author's name?
Nah.
I mean, come on, we are professionals.
The Iliad is all about the mighty Trojans.
Whoa. I don't think we should get into all of those. Well, we did learn about those in health classes. Some parents might be offended.
As I was saying, there was a great battle over the most beautiful woman in the world.
I am Helen, face to launch 1,000 ships.
Seriously, this is the prettiest girl we can find that stage? Well, we do have to make this believable.
Not until the Romans, but they're up next.
Good.
These stories were full of adventure and strange creatures like the Cyclops,
Art.
the 100-handed ones, and sorceresses who would turn people into pigs. The Greeks were conquered by the Romans and they adopted their theater. But they soon grew bored with the tragedy and built altars so they could include public executions.
Why do I keep dying?
The Roman Empire eventually fell because they spread their armies too thin.
Hey, are they called the Romans because they moved around so much?
Now we'll be fine. China was also pioneering drama as far back as 2000 BC. It started as interpretive dance, ancestor worship, and military celebrations. Oh, and all female roles were played by men.
Great! I'm never going to live this down.
Eventually, modern theater came to England,
Thank God.
but all the female parts were still played by males.
What was wrong with these people?
The Elizabethan period brought in the greatest writer of all time, William Shakespeare. Meanwhile, in Italy, Commedia dell'arte was taking off. These were short plays performed in the streets and included improvisation,
Hippo.
Look at me, I'm a hippo.
lines,
Hey, if a tree falls on my roof porch,
If a tree falls on a line of forest, does anyone care?
and jugglers.
Oh, I forgot. I can't juggle. Do you think they know this?
nah, you play it off.
Hey, Mom.
Now, after this,
Hey, Mom. I think they like my jacket.
What are you doing?
Listen, guys, you did great.
she's messing everything up. We've still got another 400 years to go.
Wake me when it's over. Hey. All right, let's just move on.
But,
I'll talk to her. I'll talk to her.
fine. Come on, guys.
Have you ever actually been to a live show? Don't be stupid. Okay, no. But I don't see what that has to do with anything. Well, that explains why you don't know how to act when performers are on the stage. Do you even know anything about theater? Listen, I pretty much took this assistant director job because I like to boss people around. And I don't know what you're going on and on about, but I could really use a coffee. 2 creams, no sugar, thanks. To begin with, you are breaking the fourth wall. You are sitting in the fourth wall right now. You're not going to get me that coffee, are you? The most basic thing you need to know is that you do not cross through this invisible wall. Invisible wall? What is this? Dungeons and Dragons? You have an invincibility crystal and a healing orb too? It's just invisible. And the audience is looking in on our lives. Like the aliens do when I'm sleeping. Oh, what? Yes, okay. You're just supposed to pretend that it exists even though it doesn't. Oh, I get it. Like the lost city of Atlanta. Whatever, you're just not supposed to break it. Why not? You just aren't. You mean like this? Or like this? Knock it off. Look, I'm right to the football on my butt. You stick your glabella in, you stick your glabella out. You do the hokey pokey and you shake it all about. Your glabella is the space between your eyes. It's funny because it sounds naughty. I'm going to punch you with your glabella if you don't shut up. You had the first show done. I like to take naps between acts. We continue our review of all things theatrical with that classic Dickens tale, A Christmas Carol. What do you mean Tiny Tim had to run home to get a ukulele? That doesn't even make sense. No, you don't actually need a Christmas goose. Well, put it back in the pond when you found it. What do you mean it's already been seasoned? Seasoned with what? No, don't apologize. If you're going to be difficult, we'll just do a Christmas Carol later. Somebody wake up the assistant director. Woo. Yeah, I just had a crazy dream. It was production night, and the director took off on us, and we had to make the whole show up by ourselves. Isn't that crazy? Aw, crap.
Romeo and Juliet, Othello, The Crucible, and Oedipus Rex, all classic plays with strong male leads who had to face homicidal in-laws, backstabbing friends, puritanical judicial systems, and even being dumped on the side of the road as an infant. But these men overcame all of these seemingly insurmountable obstacles. They persevered only to be brought down by the most diabolical thing man has ever faced.
The music of John Tesh?
No, women.
stars aligned, and I was doing fine till I laid my eyes on Juliet. I nearly lost my mind. All I wanted was some loving, and I'd be on my way. But she said you have to marry me before you climb my balcony. How was I to know her cousin had it out for me? And not to mention all her creepy suicidal tendencies.
Shakespeare has a way of really sticking it to the man. Once the tragedy's begun, you can't avoid death's chilling hand. I had a lovely wife, her name was Desdemona. This evil dude Iago was a jealous little loner. He made it look like she'd been cheating, so I went in for the kill. I suffocated her with a pillow instead of calling Dr. Phil.
Never been easy for this king named Oedipus. My parents ditched me in the woods the night I ever did exist. Just a little infant, these things do take their toll. All because of some twisted ancestral oracle. So later I killed my father on the road to Thebes, and I married my mother Jocasta to complete the evil deed. When I found out what I'd done, I shoved needles in both my eyes, and my mother, who is now my wife, she went and she took her own life. But see, we already had 4 kids, so I was both their dad and their half-brother, and that really complicated things. She called my wife a witch.
All right, that's enough. Now for our last question. President of the United States be cool? And what does the President of the cool laugh? Would the Assistant Director like to be my new Vice President in charge of duties? Well, as a matter of fact, I would. Wait just a minute. These are all written in your handwriting. What? No, that's ridiculous. Like, give me the real question. Remember, Mr. Luscious, you and I. You made him up. He's a figment of your imagination. That's okay by me. Okay, now for the real question. Michael from Britain would like to know, how do actors stay in mental shape when rehearsing for a production? Good question. I have 2 actors in the back that can answer this for you. Tom and Terry, will you please come out? This is Tom.
Hi there.
And this is Terry.
Hello.
And as experienced high school actors, they will tell you how they get ready for a production.
Well, usually at rehearsals, we start with warm-ups. Tongue twisters, stretches, that sort of thing.
And after warming up the body and the voice, we sometimes play improv games. First, we need a volunteer.
Ooh! Me!
Anybody out there want to play a little game? Anybody at all?
Me! Please!
Me! Fine, you can play.
Well, only if nobody else wants to play. I don't mean to be pushy.
We're gonna play, got it? We're gonna play a little game called Murder. Who, where, and how.
Ooh, scary.
Take back the stage before the game.
Oh. Alright, what were the rules?
Alright, I'll go over it for y'all out there. First, we need a volunteer.
That's me.
Right. The volunteer then covers up his ears. The important thing is that the volunteer can't hear a single thing. It is the utmost importance the volunteer can't hear a single word that I'm saying. If he can hear me, then he knows that he smells like boiled cabbage and should be ashamed of the way he's dressed.
Hey!
Stop listening.
I wasn't listening, I was reading your lips.
You can't read a comic book. How can you read my lips?
Fine, I was eavesdropping.
You're cheating. Cover up your ears and sing, all right?
Oh, I have the power of the ocean in my hand.
Now!
Loving you.
All right. Tom, hey, I'm talking to you. No, go backstage. Go! All right, here are the rules. I'm going to ask for an occupation, a location, and a murder weapon. All right, when Tom comes back out, I'm going to try to describe the occupation to him. But I'm not allowed to use English. I'm only allowed to use gibberish and hand gestures. You folks have a very important job. You have to tell him if he's getting warm, if he's getting cold. If he's getting warm, you clap and say, yeah. Yeah! Come on, people, work with me. Clap and say, yeah. Yeah! Now, if he's getting cold, you boo. Boo! Very good. I have a feeling we'll be booing a lot. Now, if he gets it right, you say woo, clap twice, and then let out a grunt like, huh. Excellent. Now, if he gets the occupation right, God help us, we'll move on to the location for the murder weapon. Now, I need some suggestions from the audience. Anybody out there got an occupation?
Carpenter! Stripper!
Lawyer! Very well. Now location for the murder weapon.
Grocery store!
Grocery store, okay? And now the murder weapon. How did you get killed by a light bulb? Doesn't sound very right. All right. We got a lawyer who was killed in a grocery store by, let's say, choking on a light bulb. Tom, you come back out. Tom! out of your ears. Oh, all right. We ready to play? First, occupation. Ready? Yeah, go. Geez, people, it's my first guess. Lay off. Nothing. A shark. A shark. A shark? What do you hate? A shark is not an occupation. Professional shark. No. You're not supposed to be talking. I wouldn't be talking if I was playing this game where the person had a brain. So let's try it again. A lawyer. Chicken farm. Alien spacecraft. Orphanage. Restroom. No, why? Where do people buy dinner? Interstate rest stop. Oh, grocery store. Now, a light bulb. How did you know that? They're my biggest fear. Being killed by a light bulb? Yeah, just look at them. So shiny and just begging for you to lick them. Like, come on, Tom, we're not gonna hurt you. You're gonna get us a taste. You need that. You're electrocuted. Huh? Come on, buddy, come back to reality. Ooh, shiny. Let's put this whole improv together. You in a grocery store. I'm my biggest fear of life.
Melodrama has been a staple of American high school drama since the dawn of time. 1974, pretty much. Love tied to the track, Miserly McGee strikes again, My Principal a Zombie, Deviant D's on Devil's Island. Wow, you've got a whole stack, but we don't have time to act out all of these.
Oh, but you don't have to.
Who are you?
My name is Sarah Jones. I'm a grad student at NYU, and I'm writing my thesis on the phenomenon of the American high school melodrama.
Why melodrama?
Well, you see, I'm studying to be an expert on the formula script. Basically, you take the same plot for each of these comedies, stick in a few quirky static characters, and change the plot every now and then, and you can crank out play after play.
Why would you write a thesis on that?
I have this theory. You can cover all American high school melodramas in no more than 60 seconds.
Really?
I can prove it to you. Do you have a couple actors from backstage that I can borrow?
Here you go.
Alright. Now, you're going to play the male lead and the villain. You're going to play the female lead, and I need one more. Alright. You're going to play all the minor characters. Melodramas are full of off-the-wall extras, so don't question me when I sign you a part. Just go with the play. Alright, does anyone have a watch for the second hand that I can borrow? I do. Alright. Tell me to reach to 0, and we'll begin.
And go.
one of the most touching dramas of all time, Louisa May Alcott's Little Women. Whoa, ladies, you're not even costumed.
We refuse to continue to allow you to oppress that.
That's right, people just gather around and take part to give us.
Make us all dresses, waiting around some man to find our characters looking up there.
Yeah, what is the greatest title?
What are you talking about? Little Women is one of the exceptions in American theater. It has many strong female roles, but the majority of contemporary plays, unfortunately, leave women with minor one-dimensional parts.
Don't try and act like you understand. If that's true, why is it called Little Women?
Are you called big women?
Are you calling us that?
No.
We know what a case is. Like the music man, not the little man, the music woman, the music man. Why do you cast in that role?
Because there are 4 of you, and the music man has only one major male role.
You know what? We're not going to allow you to rule this theater any longer with your brutish testosterone-induced ways.
What about the Little Women too?
Oh, don't worry. We recast it. Come on out, boys.
Anesthesia burns. It's all over now.
Oh, no, it's not.
Ow! Yeah! I'm back, the most practical of assistants. Oh yeah, Sunday was perhaps an eye joke. I'm like that. And I am Beth. Sunshine. Speak to. I'm Amy, the youngest and the prettiest. Now, Amy. Oh, look at the ugly dress. Rock, paper, scissors, fair and square. Now keep in character. You're ruining the illusion of reality. Let's have some fun now, ladies. Oh, yeah. Whatever shall we do? I got an idea. Let's quiz each other on multiplication tables. Father would approve? Who cares? For Sunday service. I'll start. 3 times 7. Oh, 21! Sorry. Okay, 4 times 7. Oh, 28. Now, Amy, you know 7's the devil's number. Shame on you. Oh, that's it. I quit. This is the stupidest thing I've ever been. Can you just stay in there a little longer? Whatever. What can you do with this? Well, I've never worn a dress before, and I'm experiencing a comfort level I've never experienced in my entire life.
You're actually enjoying this, and it's completely pointless. Hang on. It's not completely pointless. I mean, there's nothing funnier than a guy in a dress. Tell me, elaborate.
beating the audience with a stick. I'm out of here.
Oh, no, you're not. You're the banana of truth.
The banana of truth? Are y'all cats even, do you even know what surrealism is?
Come on, what's to know? We got a box of crawfish somewhere. We read some Beckett Stopper. We're good to go. I mean, really, how hard can it be?
And now, women, a surrealistic journey through time and space.
Do it!
I don't want to.
I said do it!
Ow! I am the banana of truth. Banana of truth. The banana of truth. Banana. Banana.
Where are we? Oh, we're anywhere, everywhere. Oh, we're somewhere in the
Does this mean you don't need the days of forgiveness?
You're ruining our show!
I don't think that's possible. Like anything we do is going to make the skit any better.
Listen, you!
How about you shut up? Ooh. You hear that? We're the longest house together. I'm out of here.
Philip, you're the worst actor.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like things have gotten a bit out of hand. How do we deal with that? That I can tell you in one word.
Over the years, many high schools have produced that classic Dickens story, A Christmas Carol. Now, be prepared to shake your fists in utter disgust at our version.
you're down with your luck, the township are more than happy.
And all that jazz.
But don't run into the woods because you might find yourself lost in yonder.
Okay, that didn't make any sense.
Just go, our time's all messed up.
So in conclusion, things may get us down, but we know the sun will come out tomorrow. And if not, we'll be singing in the rain.
Because there's no place like home, there's no place like home, there's no place like home.
That's it? That's all you got?
You talking to me?
Enough with the quiz!
Rose.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
No more quiz now, I need it!
Wow, come on, Peanut!
Ah!
I'll be back!
This has been a very special edition of We'd Like to Take a Little Time to Get to Know Our Beloved Town. I'm going to do that.
I really must admit, I'm getting pretty sick of musicals that don't know when to quit. They seem to have a song to go along with their play and move it. Not a, oh no, I wouldn't turn my phone in the time without first playing the music. Be perfect.
feat that has never been attempted in this theater before. We will perform 2 classic plays at the exact same time. Hold on to your seats for Tom Jones and David Copperfield.
Oh, copyright infringement. I'm so scared. Like, they always try to scare you with those FBI warnings before the movies. Like, I've burned over 100 DVDs in the past month, and nothing's happened to me. FBI, freeze!
Hey, weren't you guys just talking about improvisations?
Oh, yes.
Well, it's like a parody. If you don't mention the titles and we switch around the names and settings a little bit, the audience will still know what play we're doing and we can't get sued. Plus, it may make something like The Music Man a bit more entertaining. Hey, no real titles, remember? I mean the Kazakhstan. Maybe we should leave this up to the actors. Break your legs! Sweet revenge!
You guys ready? Let's do it.
From a story of an abnormal brain placed in the body of a chicken. We bring you Franken Chicken! Procter and Gamble, we find you being guilty of Girl Scout.
But I'm not a Girl Scout.
Liar! Are there others among us? You know Girl Scout cookies are too good to make us fat.
She came to me in my sleep and tried to force me to eat a Thin Mint.
No! She must pay!
brand you with the letter D because you have been spotted in the fourth playing the most simple instrument of all, the banjo.
But I can't help it. I love the banjo.
No one loves the banjo. Where's your daughter?
Here I am.
What's your name again? Opal, Jade, Sapphire.
I have something to tell you. Your father, he and I, we haven't been in love. I played the banjo, and he played.
Tell me, Mother.
He played the xylophone. We were never meant to be. You decided to get some type of position.
Sing!
Yay.
The hills are alive with the sound of his boots.
Pardon me?
Feed me.
You got some of my sandwich.
Must be cookies. Must be fresh.
Where am I supposed to eat cookies at this hour? The only person I know who makes cookies is that maniacal, abusive baker who's dating the woman I love.
Some buttercream frosting.
Go.
You go on and get out of here. You can't be treating a woman like that and expect her to come running back.
No, I love my girl.
What's her name?
Yeah, sure I do. It's umbrella! Mozzarella! Jello!
Not even close.
Novella. Citronella! Acapella!
And sing.
We're at a problem.
And I'm out of script. Great job, guys. Let's give them a round of applause.
You and seeing what would happen. This idiot.
I can't kill any longer. I'd rather confess. I lost the prayer in the trunk of my car.
You aren't confessing anything. I just told them that.
Why did you do that? Aaron has always made people laugh. I wanted more artistic control. I want to make be stuck in loveless relationships. I need love. Not a marriage built around routine and convenience, but love.
Great. You can work on it for the next. You can start by cleaning up this mess. Come on, everybody. Cast party. You've earned
The songs were good. To be specific. Well, that rooms down the hall. I locked myself in my own locker just so I didn't have to talk to you. And dance and act too. And it was right.
Where are you